Welcome ladies and gentlemen to Let's Play Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. Dreamfall is the sequel to one of my favorite adventure games of all time, The Longest Journey. So, in an effort to make this Let's Play more enjoyable for you, I will be giving a short recap of the events of the first game. Do note that this serves mainly as background lore for the next game, and that you can still enjoy the game without knowing what happened in the one before it, but in my opinion it adds much substance to it and really fills in some of the holes you might not be aware of. So our story takes place some 200 years in the future. This is April Ryan, an 18-year-old art student, and she is also our protagonist. April lives in Venice, Newport, in the USA. She lives in a student dorm called the Border House. She has a normal student life with normal worries and hopes, studying for exams, project deadlines, tuition fees, you know, the normal. All of this changes, however, when April starts to have strange dreams. These dreams feature magical and fantastic creatures, and also a mysterious entity that attacks her within those dreams. One day April is approached by an old man named Cortez. He tells her that he knows what's going on with her, and he knows why she's having these dreams. Of course, April is skeptical, and she just writes him off as a crazy old man. I mean, wouldn't you? It's only after these dreams start leaking into reality that April sees no other options but to turn to Cortez for help. Cortez explains that April is a shifter, a talented individual that can travel between worlds. By stepping through a portal, she ends up in the city of Mercuria, in the world of Arcadia. It is there that we learn the history of the twin worlds. Ages ago, the Earth was one world where technology and magic existed side by side. However, being the dickish species that we are, humans abused both of these powers very heavily. As a remedy, it was decided to split the world in two. One magical world, named Arcadia, and the other one, the technological world, named Stark. This is the world we currently live in. The splitting of the world was orchestrated by 4 mighty dragons. One of them even founded a group dedicated to overwatching the balance between science and magic. On top of that, they created a guardian that dwells neither on Stark nor on Arcadia, but in a special tower in a special realm. It is this guardian that regulates the flow of both magic and science and maintains the balance for the good of all. But like every adventure game, something needs to go wrong and there needs to be an antagonist. And our antagonists are played by an organization called the Vanguard, with their head called Jacob McAllen. Their goal is to reunite both worlds so that they can use a combination of both magic and technology to take over the world. It turns out that the Vanguard are capturing any human that might be a potential next Guardian. One such potential Guardian is a Mr. Gordon Holloway, whom they successfully divided into his 2 forms, one of pure logic and one of pure chaos. They do this, of course, in an effort to control him, and by him, control the balance when he becomes the Guardian. You see, Guardians reign for 1,000 years before they step down and make room for another, younger Guardian. As a result of the capture of potential Guardians by the Vanguard, there was no new Guardian to take place of the old one when his time was over. As a result, the balance is falling apart. So it turns out that April needs to recover different magical discs and artifacts from both Stark and from Arcadia in order to save the balance. After that, she needs to go to the Guardian's Tower in that secret realm that nobody knows where it is. And with the help of a certain Brian Westhouse, April was able to return to Stark to think about all that's been going on. However, after a little midnight accident, April is teleported again to Arcadia, where she decides it's time to begin her quest in earnest. Of course, I'm not going to go into detail, but during this quest she learns the history of Arcadia, befriends many mystical races and creatures, and even frees the wind from a crazy alchemist. It is also on this quest where she meets Crow, who becomes her sidekick for the rest of the game.
Don't say chicks, say birds. Don't say birds, say women. I don't know, it's all a little too complicated for a simple man of the air like myself.
Over the course of the game, April finds out that she's destined to become the next Guardian and reign over the balance for 1,000 years. I mean, that's not something any 18-year-old can come to accept, but across the game, she comes to terms with this. I mean, she doesn't really have much choice. It's later revealed that both Cortez and Macallan are both dragons of the original four that have opposing views of the world, with Cortez wanting to preserve the balance and Macallan wanting to control it. They each battle each other, and we last see them falling off a skyscraper, and it's assumed that they are both dead. We never see them again. Now it's time for April to find the Guardian's realm, which is revealed to be in space. So April signs up for the Space Colonist program and heads there on a shuttle. She reaches the magical realm of the Guardian, and it is there that we find that the potential Guardian, Gordon Holloway, is imprisoned there. April reunites him with both of his halves, one of chaos and one of logic, and he assumes the role of Guardian. April has saved the day, though now she has no idea what to do. She spent the whole game preparing herself mentally and physically to become the Guardian. She can't exactly go back to being a normal human living a normal life. And now that the role of Guardian has been fulfilled, what does she have to do? Well, she walks off into the distance, having saved the day, and that is the last we hear from her. Or is it?
I am at the crossroads between waking and dream. One path leads back to the world I left behind. The other path leads to a place of shadows. Between the familiar and the unknown, between certainty and doubt, my choice would seem obvious. Any sane man would turn around, return to the world he knows, forget what he has learned, and live his life in blissful ignorance. But in truth, it is too late. My choice was made many years ago, when I first embarked on this journey. I cannot turn back. I am at a crossroads. But for me, there is only one path. I leave behind these words in the hope that someday they will serve as a map for someone else. To whomever reads this, Godspeed on your journey. If you ever decide to follow in my footsteps, look me up. Brian Westhouse.
我们准备好了，旅行者，你的旅程即将开始，跟我来。
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play Dreamfall: The Longest Journey. Well, there's no time to lose. Mr. Monk over there wants us to follow them. There seems to be some sort of ceremony that we need to attend.
Those are money wheels, imprinted with the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. It's a blessing.
That's interesting. I wonder which journey Mr. Westhouse over here is going to embark on. We know that Brian Westhouse helped April in the first game to go back to Stark. But what's he doing now? What has he been doing since? Let's eavesdrop on these people.
They must have noticed me. They've stopped whispering.
Well, it's kind of obvious when you walk up to people like that, Brian, but, I mean, okay, fine. We literally have to wait for them to finish, by the way. It's not like it's a trigger that we need to do something before they're done. No, we have to wait patiently, like they asked us. Can look around, though.
He's meditating. I shouldn't disturb him.
This laser beam is basically your interaction thing, that you can look at things or interact with them through it.
仪式准备好了。
Well,
走上高坛，旅行者。
thank you. Here goes nothing. I wonder, are we trying to return to Arcadia? Because this looks like we're in Stark, in our world, and it looks like we're probably in the Tibetan region, in the mountains. Well, let's see where we head out. Where on Earth are we? Well, probably not on Earth, that's for sure.
What are you doing here? You cannot be here. It will find you.
I don't... Where am I? What is this place?
How did you get here? Go back the way you came, quickly. You cannot stay.
I don't... know how to go.
It is here. What have you done? What have you done?
What do you mean? What?
The Undreaming.
God. What is that? What? No. No. No.